As a lover of music and culture, Verzuz is one of the greatest gifts that the pandemic has given us. Yeah, I stand on that.
Dream it, plan it, do it, period.
Welcome back to the LITTYboard channel. I'm Elise Diane, the creator of the LITTYboard, the first luxury vision board. This is how it works. It's a whiteboard for the culture. This largest section is the vision board area. Put up pictures of things you want to accomplish, what you dream to do, be, and have. These other sections, each one has a label. Title them after areas you need to focus on. It could be fitness, it could be school, it could be your kids, it could be a business. Write ideas, write tasks on sticky notes, things you need to do, things you need to remember, things you need to accomplish. Move sticky notes to the day of the week you're gonna work on that to keep you focused. Dream it, plan it out, and then do it. That's how it works. So it's a vision board and a planner combined, but it's brand new. And so I'm still figuring out how to make it pop, how to make it blow up. This channel was all about my journey as an entrepreneur with the LITTYboard. In the last video, I talked about branding. In this video, I'm talking about branding versus marketing. And I was doing my research, like, okay, let me understand the difference. And I'm listening to like a lot of experts, on the subject, and I realized they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to distinguishing the two. So that's what this video is, my non-expert opinion on it. There's a lot of interplay between branding and marketing, a lot of shades of gray or a little bit of overlap, but this is how I see it. A product is like a person. Hear me out. You can think of the features of the product like the physique. And you want the best physique you can have, right? Or you want to, make yours look the best way it can look. Product features can change, but not very quickly. It's normally created or decided, refined before the product is brought to the public. Branding is how that person is adorned. Hairstyle, clothing choices, jewelry. These are things that are seen in a snapshot, like a logo, fonts, color choices, slogan, vibe. Branding is how things look. Marketing is more about the message that's communicated on top of the branding or along with it. And it's more like conversational. Marketing is interactivity, it's reaching out. But if they never talk to you, you're not gonna get to know them. You don't really know a personality of a brand unless it actually speaks. The LITTYboard is inspired by hip hop culture, and I love our culture because it just breeds creativity. Let's look at some other brands that were created by putting a hip hop or urban spin on something that already existed. Anything plus hip hop equals creativity and most likely dopeness. So a couple of products, of course, the LITTYboard, which is based off of vision boards. There is the Urban Dictionary, which is a dictionary that's urban. And you can really get a lot of laughs on Urban Dictionary. Go on Urban Dictionary and look up the word trifling. Just do it for me. Read as much as you can stomach, but I promise you're gonna laugh. Another one is Genius, and that is an urban or hip hop spin on explanations of lyrics and on annotation. Genius is one of my favorite brands. I think that the potential hasn't even been fully explored with what it can do on the annotation side. Verzuz is listening to hits that already exist. Let's take a closer look at branding versus marketing through a Verzuz case study. For me, as a lover of music and culture, Verzuz is one of the greatest gifts that the pandemic has given us. Yeah, I stand on that.
Verzuz, a sort of friendly rivalry.
We didn't even make an announcement, we didn't make a flyer.
Verzuz was created by two pioneering hip-hop producers, Swizz Beatz and Timbaland. They've worked with just about everyone in hip-hop and pop music.
I knew it was something special when everybody kept saying who's next and what's next.
I just love it. It's really infectious. It's a no-brainer. We already have all these memories embedded into these jams, songs that we've known and loved for all these years. And then you add these two producers or artists being together, you add the stories on top of it. It's just an event. So the product is two popular artists or producers listening to their past hits back to back with a virtual audience giving feedback in real time through the comments. That is the activity that creates the Verzuz product or brand, right? Many ways that could be presented, but the branding of it is done through things like the logo, you know, the font choice, color scheme, the tone, which is always like pretty serious. Most people are not smiling in the pics. It's like a head-to-head thing. It's also branded by like both artists on IG Live. It didn't have to be Instagram Live. It could have been done where both artists are sitting next to each other in the backseat of a car, but it was branded at first as Instagram Lives with each other, and afterwards, you know, after the tech issues, two artists together on a set, so they're able to design that set, and that went from, you know, being in a ballroom type thing with Alicia Keys and John Legend to a club with, you know, Jeezy and Gucci Mane to whatever feels right. So here's what I find interesting. For the most part, they don't have to really market it themselves. All they do is post the event, post the flyer, and then fans kind of create the hype and like comments from other people creates the story around it. But there was one, actually two in particular, where they did create actual marketing material that communicated a message. The first one was Brandy versus Monica. There was a video that was like a commercial that had Mekhi Phifer in it, and he's talking to both, and it's like that was marketing the actual event because Mekhi Phifer was in the original video.
Hey, what's up, baby? Yeah, I'm on my way to the house right now. Of course, I got the Chardonnay, I got the bread, I got the cheese. All right. What? Not happening. Ain't gonna get me in trouble. Married man. Oh, hell no. No, y'all ain't gonna get me today. Faithful black man. But I will be tuning in Monday night.
Clever, you know, because everyone's so familiar with that song and video and the whole thing around it. And the one I loved the most, I just thought was just masterful, was the marketing piece for Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight, which that was one of my favorites. Like the night, it was a Sunday night. The night that one came on, my soul needed that. I needed that one. But the marketing piece, people on Instagram, naturally, fans started calling it Auntie Chella, and it was kind of just like played up, like who can cook the best. People started talking about, oh, I'm gonna cook this for, I'm gonna cook that. And I like that the people at Verzuz and Apple took that and ran with it. Larry Jackson from Apple, who's like the head of music content, he directed over, I think, FaceTime, these two videos of Patti LaBelle in her kitchen cooking.
Baby, when we're together, say I'm alright and you're alright. It's like paradise. Love you. Hi, Gladys. I've done all this.
I love you, honey. I love you. I do.
So what are you bringing? Sunday night at 8 p.m. Verzuz. Hi.
Then it's another video of Gladys Knight.
L.A. proved too much for the man. Said he's going back to find a simpler place and time. I'm going with him, though. I'd rather live in his world than live without him in mine. That's why I cook so good. Hey, Patty. Bet you can't do it like this.
They're battling over who can make the best meal since they're older, and like older Black women normally can cook well. And it was just so cute, and it was really, really feel good. But that was a unique piece of marketing. We have the brand of Verzuz, the brand and product, which is people listening to music that we're familiar with, the artists who we already know, who have their fan bases embedded. And the marketing for that particular event was, let's play up these kind of tropes of these two older ladies. So that was just like a quick case study on marketing versus branding, because that's the point in the journey where I'm at right now with the Litty board. I know the vibe of my brand. I have a logo slogan, but how do I like reach out and touch my consumer like consistently and, you know, make them fall in love with it and buy it? In the next video, I'm gonna talk about how I'm actually marketing the Litty board now that I understand the difference between branding and marketing, and hopefully you do too. So make sure to subscribe to this video, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks. Number 2, the gut feeling that I want my customers to have. I want them to be inspired. I want them to be motivated. I want them to be empowered. I want them to look at whatever resources they have and see it as enough, whether it's just Google and YouTube or a laptop.